Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice. I'm your host, Jared Kale, and we are just about ready to jump into Game 3 of Rhett versus Verdi. The map is Antigua.
Yep.
Quick prediction, guys.
I'm going to go with the Confuser. He's going to take it.
Nice.
And the winner of this match is going into group play. Boom.
Oh, that's
right
right.
there.
Wow.
Right there. So this is the map.
This is very important, and I'm going to go with my man Rhett here.
All right. I'll take Rhett too. 2-1 on Rhett. Casters, do your job, man.
Definitely on Rhett. Yeah, on Antigua Shipyard. And I suppose we'll try our best to do our job and keep you guys entertained and educated.
Yeah, thanks very much, Jarrett, and the analysis guys over there, as we'll be jumping on into our game in just a second on Antigua Shipyard for game number 3. It's down to the wire, as we do have Verdi going to be spawning over in our right-hand corner as our blue Protoss. And spawning to the left, we have Liquid Rhett going to be spawning as our red Zerg, looking for a bit of redemption here, looking to seal the deal in what a lot will consider it to be his match.
Completely agree. I think this is Rhett's match. His maps works in favor for him as well, as Todd mentioned earlier on that Antigua Shipyard's one of the worst maps for Protoss against Zerg on. Yep. It's very difficult to actually establish a third on. And even if you try something along the lines of a Stargate to try and harass and slow your opponent down, they can still build a lot of lings, prevent you from taking that third. And with the rocks there as well, makes it quite difficult to hold on to. But is Verdi going to do something on 2 bases is the question.
Yep, that could be a possibility. This is one of those maps that a lot of Protoss have felt forced into going for 2-base play. Just because, again, you know, of the aforementioned things that can really, really hinder Protoss on this map. And I won't be surprised if that happened. I would... what are we going to go for? Immortal all-in, Blink all-in? What's the flavor we're feeling here?
We'll have to find out what's the flavor. As we have Rhett going hatchery first here. A very late spawning pool as well. Going all the way up to 17 supply here. Oh no, he's going to get 3rd hatch. Rhett is playing the map. He's been playing the gambler in the local pub. He rolled a 6. He chose higher. And it was 9, because in this game, it is a Nexus first, which in terms of Rhett's build doing well against, this is the exact build that he was hoping for, and he guessed well.
Yeah, very, very much so. Very nice indeed here. So for now, we will have Verdi continuing to wall off here, trying to make that work as best he possibly can do. But Rhett, spawning pool on the way. He is going to establish such a massive, massive macro lead if Verdi's not careful.
Yeah, this is really good for him, actually. Rhett, of course, going 2 hatcheries before a spawning pool. You know, Verdi will have the Nexus down, but when you go Nexus first, you don't scout, because obviously you want to get the as much minerals as fast as you can to get down that Nexus. And with no scouting information, he has got no idea what's going on, whether it's going to be a 2-base all-in. But what we'll see very shortly is a Cybernet's core place, and then he should move out with a probe towards the 3rd base. And then this probe is going to go down and be like, well, is Rhett going to be building the 3rd base in this game, Colaris? And then he's going to get there, it's going to be finished.
Exactly. Verdi here is going to have a little bit of a shocker, as he will now traverse across the map. Rhett sees the probe on the way, and he's going to be like, ha ha ha, well, fool's on you, good sir.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So a really good play here by Rhett. I think he's chose the right strategy for the right map against the right person, who went Nexus first last time as well. And on Antigua Shipyard, you go Nexus first. That's kind of how Protoss play here. Again, Chronoboost in the main base. God damn it, Verdi. But nevertheless, the probe's been in there. It's seen it. It's now retreated and seems to be going hiding here. And that can really only mean one thing. Well, unfortunately for the probe, it gets spotted. But I think Verdi's looking to punish this.
Yep.
But Rhett knows. But I don't think Rhett saw that probe there. I think it was slightly out of his vision, but...
Oh god, this is going to be so close.
Yeah, that Overlord should park in the smoke, so yeah, there we go.
That is one of the prime positions for Overlords to sit, just above that ledge there, to make sure that they can spot any kind of pylons that would go down to try and pressure that 3rd. Rhett comes along, has a little bit of a look at his opponent's natural, and the probe's on the way home. It knows it's been spotted.
And because it's been spotted, the option for going for an early aggression with +1 out the window, and he immediately throws down the robo and then +1. So what we're probably going to be seeing here is an immortal push again. He's going to go for it, But in this game, compared to Ohana, Rhett has a leg up. He had a faster 3 hatcheries down, which means faster production, faster drones out there, can stop drone production a lot earlier, and start to build more units. And by the time the Immortal push comes, as it did at the same time in Ohana, Rhett, the build he's gone for, will have more units out. He'll have more presence. So Rhett, if he identifies what's going on, should have the best tool or set of tools to actually defeat this.
Yep, and he's actually going for his initial queen right now. He knows one of the things here that's going to stifle some kind of Immortal push or 2-base play is creep spread. And having creep spread coming out from this queen here, this is something that Rhett not recently worked into his play a few months back, but he forwent a lot of creep spread for a long time in this matchup, and now he's preparing very, very well against it. He's getting a Roach Warren, he's getting his Evolution Chamber as well as Macro Hatch. He is in a very good spot to deal with this.
So if I was to compare Rhett's build to what everybody knows Stefano's build, 6-minute gases, 7-minute Roach and Evo, Rhett throw down a 7-minute macro hatch compared to Stefano's 8-minute macro hatch. That's a massive difference, a minute faster than he would be usually. He was at 55 drones just before 7 minutes, which means that he is light years ahead of where Stefano would be if Stefano opened up spawning pool hatchery. With 3 hatcheries come down, Rhett is in a really good position. Already 79 supply with a capable 118, and that will only increase with 2 more overlords about to pop. I think he's absolutely just going to swarm everything that Verdi's going to try.
Yeah, he's already got the 23 lings out on the map. 7 roaches are on the way as well, actually going up to 9 now with Glorious Constitution, and that Zergling speed's going to finish up very soon. This army is so goddamn strong here for Rhett as Verdi moves across the map. I mean, Rhett could, technically speaking, like start poking him in the middle of the map and trying to exploit him there, but I don't even think he really needs to that much.
Yeah, he's got great creep spread along this hand side, so he's able to engage faster. He hasn't seen the army yet as Verdi is coming around the side, and now it is revealed. Rhett knows exactly what's going on. Speed finishes at the exact right moment. Wants to be trying to look for any loose units or even go in for it here. There's no zealots at all.
Oh, those Zerglings get really good coverage at the back of those units, forcing out so many force fields here. And the Roach is ripping apart the sentries as well. Rhett has controlled this perfectly and really stifled Verdi here.
Absolutely smashed Verdi. Says, I'm Liquid Red, I play for Team Liquid, I am here to do well in this tournament. Not in the open bracket, but the main tournament itself. And right now he's just squashed all those sentries. There's one left with not even a force field available, so Rhett is able to get in there close. He tries to open a couple more sentries. He only has a few now, like 4 force fields or so. Rhett is looking good.
Yeah, I guess the one saving grace of 4 gases would be to warp in some sentries later on, but that's not a situation you want to be in at all here, Verdi. Rhett is going to be able to swarm this location once again if he wants to, with the extra reinforcements that are coming on. He's just constantly poking here. He knows he can get away with it. There's so much room.
Good trap there, about 4 roaches or 3 roaches there. One did squeeze out last minute, but still the Immortal Lin, it will continue to go on. We've seen in the GSL, or Pro League Hero did an Immortal Lin at like 16 minutes and it still worked, but the Immortals are exposed.
Oh, nice pick up there though by Verdi. Picks them up very quickly there. Saves their lives as the Zealots try to do the damage to the Roaches. Actually, that wasn't too bad for Verdi at all, but Rhett meanwhile still has 8 Overlords on the way, 10 Roaches on the way as well. He needs to free up so much supply here to constantly power all these units. He doesn't have to rely on Overlords anymore. Rhett can just make units.
Yeah, that's all he needs to do, and he's trying to wear this army down. He can't fight a big army. He's trying to wear it down, but not get caught. Oh my god, that Roach almost get caught there, but any units that get caught within force field is bad for Rhett. If he gets in there, kills units for free, great.
Look how many sentries he's actually recuperated here. This is a big force still from Verdi, controlling a lot of space, but he's not. Ooh, catches a few more Roaches once again. Rhett constantly dancing back where he can, constantly trying to reinforce. The Zealots are dying off, but actually a lot of Roaches are as well.
So those 3 Immortals have been alive all game long. The Warp Prism Micro has been absolutely fantastic, and Verdi, despite losing every sentry but one initially, is still pushing Rhett back and is doing a fantastic job. But as you mentioned, Rhett can just build units. His economy's not been stifled, it hasn't been touched, and he's in there. The Immortals, the Warp Prism saves them again. Oh my god, Verdi!
Oh wow, this is fantastic play by him considering the situation he was in. He had no sentries and he's recuperated all of those. He saved the Immortals for so long. He tries to trap the Queen and doesn't get it though. The Immortals though are a little bit vulnerable. He has to pick them up once again. Rhett still poking forwards with so many Roaches. When will this end?
When will this end? I don't know, but the Zealots are down, which means the meat shield is down now for this Protoss army, and Rhett is destroying a lot of units, but those Immortals keep staying alive. the longer they stay alive, the more efficient this attack will continue to be. And now Verdi's broken a narrow area. It's easier for him to fight. Less force fields needed, and those are too great. Oh my god, the force fields there were fantastic. They will kill every single roach, and Rhett may have lost his stance.
Look how well Verdi has evened up the supply differences here. He was about 50 supply down, and now he's evened it up. He's only around 10, 15 supply down here. Verdi's still pushing forwards. Oh, the drones coming off the line. Rhett feels he's in trouble, and he's plummeting in supply. Verdi takes a supply lead.
Yeah, Verdi's going to do it without outstanding micro in this game. That's the only thing that was able or enabled him to come back and pull this a victory, or what it seems to be a victory. Rhett did everything well. Good game, good luck, but Verdi smashed that. Good gosh, that was amazing.
So many factors there. He was so patient as well with his movements towards his opponent's base. Rhett was trying to be patient himself, but constantly just sacrificing a few roaches here and there, and that was, wow, that was
great to see. That was intense. His micro was absolutely fantastic, and I'm very excited to hear the thoughts of Todd as well, and the other guys over there.
Yep.
Very exciting game 3. You were right. Verdi took it down. Great job over there, guys. They're good casters, huh? Now, what is the turning point in a game like that? I know it's kind of back and forth, and as we watched it, we kept going, oh, he's got it for sure. Oh, no, now he's got it for sure.
Yeah, it was a really tough one to call, especially when that battle in the middle happened. I really expected it's something that very similar to what we've seen Hyun do in a number of different show matches, tournaments, whatever, where he'll build this Speedling Roach force, and it's specifically designed to catch the immortal timing as it's moving across the map, before it really has time to build into this big invincible ball with so many sentries, so many force fields where you can't get close to it. You catch the Protoss a little out of position, you kill some of the early sentries, then you continue to reinforce if they continue to try and push, and you kind of smash it. And when we saw that battle in the center, Verdi lost a lot of his sentries. It didn't look very good. He didn't really lose his immortals, though, so we're going to go to that battle in the replay. Todd's got it loaded up, and we're just going to take a look there at really what kind of damage did Verdi take, and why wasn't it enough for Rhett to be able to hold the subsequent push?
And you know what? Apollo did such a good job of casting and analyzing this game that I feel like there's almost nothing left to say. Like, he really explained well how Rhett went for the early on macro hatch, and he was basically far ahead of where Stefano would have been at this point, which means that he was basically kind of blind preparing for an all-in, which is what Verdi does every game. So it went well for him, like we see right now in the replay. Verdi, this is a very shaky position. Like, when you start moving out, you don't have that many zealots. You want to have a lot of sentries building up on energy. So Red flanking here is going to be able to basically kill a lot of sentries.
Right, boom. Almost, I think 5 sentries go down. Maybe 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and 1 sentry is left. Like, after this, this should be a very clear victory here for Red. But Verdi, he's going to take his time. He's going to rebuild his sentry count. He's going to camp over here in this corner, making sure he does not get flanked from any sides. He already has +1, so links do not really scare him. But, I mean, if Red was to do a big flank here, he might be able to make something happen. The army supply, 72-250. I'm going to look at both players' view. And actually, Red, I kind of feel like at this point he should be camping up there, but the problem is that you get force fielded if that happens. That's why Immortal Push is a very common strategy on this map, because it's very hard for Protoss, and if you get caught here, Protoss can really throw down some good force fields and split the army perfectly.
The really narrow locations definitely favor the Protoss of force fields. This is, right there is one example of Verdi's very strong Immortal Warp Prism micro, and we see him do it a number of times throughout this push, keeping those Immortals alive. If he had lost the Immortals in the middle of the map, the push is 100% over. Obviously, if he loses just the Immortals and keeps the rest of his units, maybe he can do a strong gateway push. But this type of push depends very heavily on the anti-armor DPS of the Immortals. That's really what allows you to kill large numbers of roaches, combined with the force field so that you only engage a small number at once. One more point in this that I thought was really, really cool and really nice from Verdi. It's coming up here at about 12:30. We're going to see Verdi, for whatever reason, he's not quite watching for a moment his Immortals. Notice his Immortals are out in front. Almost loses 1, almost loses 2, picks them both up. Notice how close they were to dying. Again, keeping the Immortals alive, keeping the push going, and that really allows him to continue to force field, continue to warp in units, and take this game.
Oh, look at it. What is this? He has like so many sentries. He has 18 sentries right now. And this was so close. I feel like Red should have won here, but somehow Verdi was able to get the win. Okay, yeah, Verdi was just pushing through here, and Red, he did not have enough units. He was slowly losing a lot of units. I feel like he should have just camped, but he was very afraid of the engagement here, and this is what lost him this game. He engaged over here way too much. There was good enough force fields by Verdi and pick up off his Immortals parting style, and he ended up taking the win.
Yeah.
So Red is going to be in loser's bracket, most likely against Paranoid, if Paranoid wins against Haze, I believe. So this should be interesting. I hope we're going to cast it.
And we are seeing Verdi advance to the group stage now. We do not know which group he's going into quite yet, but we will know that soon.
Yeah, it was a great series, a great final game to the series. We are going to have a quick commercial break. We will come back to TLO versus Dystar. That's going to be pretty exciting. The winner of that will move on to the group stage as well.
Right.
Lots of stakes here, man. Lots at stake.
Yeah, a lot of important matches coming up. Dystar, even if he loses against TLO, still has the opportunity to advance through the lower bracket, but the person who comes through the lower bracket does have lower seed.
Yes.
Predictions?
TLO. I'm a fan.
Terran. I'm a fan.
Every time you ask me for prediction, if there is a Zerg, I'm going to bet on Zerg.
All right, you're a smart man. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. TLO versus Dystar.